Hello, Canada and hockey fans in the United States. Bill Hewitt here at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. Less than a minute to go in the first period. No score. Kelly breaking in, and his shot was high. It's Douglas from the boards. A pass for Moore ends up on Kelly's. Kelly watched by Johns. Trying to get it loose. Armstrong picks it up. Right in front to Moore. And Plante stopped the shot. Nielsen after it against the boards. Moore trying to dig it out. And they hold it there for a face-off. 32 seconds remaining in this first period, and there's no score in the game. And there's been 6 penalties, 3 apiece. Rangers are shorthanded at the moment, with Arnie Brown in the penalty box for interference at 18-17. The Leaf power play is McKinney, Armstrong, and Moore. Now they're sending out Horton and Stanley, replacing Bathgate and Douglas. Sealing, Ingerfield, Howell, and Nevin for the New York Rangers. And from the face-off, it's Moore after it. McKinney tried to center it. He did. It comes back to Stanley. Stanley shot it into the corner. McKinney centered it in front. McKinney after it again. Digs it back to Stanley. His shot is high. It came right in front of the net. Over to Nevin. Nevin shoots it past Stanley and down the ice with 11 seconds remaining in the first period. Horton with 3 seconds. Hello, Canada and hockey fans in the United States. Bill Hewitt here at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. Less than a minute to go in the first period. No score. Kelly breaking in, and his shot was high. It's Douglas from the boards. A pass for Moore ends up on Kelly's stick in the corner. Kelly watched by Johns. Trying to get it loose. Armstrong picks it up. Right in front to Moore. And Plante stopped the shot. Nielsen after it against the boards. Moore trying to dig it out. And they hold it there for a face-off. 32 seconds remaining in this first period, and there's no score in the game. And there's been 6 penalties, 3 apiece. Rangers are shorthanded at the moment, with Arnie Brown in the penalty box for interference at 18-17. The Leaf power play is McKinney, Armstrong, and Moore. Now they're sending out Horton and Stanley, replacing Bathgate and Douglas. Sealing, Ingerfield, Howell, and Nevin for the New York Rangers. And from the face-off, it's Moore after it. McKinney tried to center it. He did. It comes back to Stanley. Stanley shot it into the corner. McKinney centered it in front. McKinney after it again. Digs it back to Stanley. His shot is high. It came right in front of the net. Over to Nevin. Nevin shoots it past Stanley and down the ice with 11 seconds remaining in the first period. Horton with 3 seconds. Over to McKinney, and there goes the bell to end the first period. And the score. There's no score in the game. The Leafs are in the north end of the left, the Rangers the south end of the right. The Rangers wearing their white uniforms. Bathgate trying to feed Mahavlich. It's knocked out. Horton knocked it in, and Bathgate brought it back out, so it's offside. Faceoff is outside the New York Ranger blue line on the far wing in front of the Maple Leaf players' bench. It's a sellout crowd, standing room only, here at the Gardens tonight. The Leafs have a man advantage at the moment and will have for the next 5 seconds. Johns, Howell, Fontaine, and Marshall. Arnie Brown is coming out of the penalty box. And he's back on the ice, and it's offside, the pass that he took. So it'll come back for a face-off in Ranger territory. End of 1 period at Montreal. No score between the Blackhawks and the Canadiens. And there's no score here at Maple Leaf Gardens either after 1 period, and we've now played 21 seconds of the second period. Brown, number 4, going back for the Rangers, waiting behind the net. Now he starts up. A pass to Donnie Marshall, number 22, to center. He shoots it in. The rebound, and Mahavlich whacked it off the boards. Horton picking up the rebound. His pass was behind Mahavlich. Mahavlich to Bathgate. Bathgate to Horton. Up to Ellis. Ellis going over the Ranger line, trying to cut in, took his shot right on. Plante stopping it with a skate, and it's cleared to center. Horton. Checked by Marshall. Marshall of the Rangers takes his shot, and Bauer deflects that by kicking at it, and it goes up into the first row Blues. That's quite a feat, Red, to kick it that far.
It certainly is. That's one of Don Simmons' favorite tricks. I noticed that both Bauer and Plant have been very sharp on angle shots tonight. They're playing them very well.
Face-off is going to be in the Maple Leaf zone in the circle to the left of Johnny Bauer. Red Kelly with Armstrong, McKinney, Bond, and Brewer. Ingerfield, Nevin, Duff, Nielsen, and Sealing. Kelly just failed to get away, has it again, gets it ahead to McKinney, rolls by him. Nielsen goes back to safety behind the net. Kelly after him. Nielsen trying to get it away. Kelly's in behind him, and they finally hold it there for a face-off.
Kelly is playing very aggressively at Dave Keon's center spot. Dave is out with a pulled muscle.
Any idea how long they expect him to be out?
He'll be back for Wednesday's game with Detroit. He played a little in Montreal, but Emlak decided he should keep him out tonight and give it another rest.
And from the face-off, the Rangers peer to the blue line, not out. Bond backhands it in. McKinney races after it. He's loose in the circle. It comes back to Bond, and it went by him up to center ice. He clears it right onto Nielsen's stick. Then Armstrong steals the puck, he and McKinney didn't see the pass. Bob Nevin, a long pass, stopped by Bond. He flips it right back in again. Nielsen shot it, but not out. Kelly gets a hold of it. His shot, Armstrong lets it go, and Plot covers the short side and holds it out. Faceoff will be in that circle to the left of Jacques Plot.
Three of the league's big centers are not feeling well. Henri Richard has a pulled groin, and Stan Mikita's got a bad ankle and a bad shoulder, not to mention a few other bruises. So it could be that they're catching up with the little fellas this year and belting them.
All set for the face-off in that circle to the left of Jacques Plot. No score in the game. It's Brown right in front of his own goal, gets away from McKinney, passes one up, stopped by Brewer, gives it to McKinney. It goes to the corner, and Gotti after it. Stopped by Armstrong, who tried to center it. Vic Hadfield. Then Brewer moves up again. Kelly has it. He took a backhand. It hit Armstrong's glove. Bond scooped it with his glove into the corner. Brown shot it to Howell. Howell brings it out with a pass on the right wing to Mickle, number 12, and he tried to hit Angotti, and that failed. Then McKinney was behind Armstrong with a pass, and it shot into the Leaf zone. Bond was checked, but the Rangers couldn't get a shot. It goes to Mickle, number 12. He centered it right in front of the net. It's Mickle again after it, and Armstrong gets a hold of it. It's shot out to center. Rangers touch it, and there's a penalty. Hadfield, number 11 of the Rangers, for hooking.
Tough spot to pick up a penalty. Rangers were just starting to put the pressure on, and Mickle, who hadn't been out there all through the first period.
Number 11, Hadfield. 2 minutes for hooking. The time, 2:47.
Jim Meikle hadn't been out all through that first period because of penalties. He's just started to move, and back he's on the bench again. It's a rough deal.
All set for the face-off at center. It's Marshall with Fontaine, Brown, and Howell. Dickie Moore, Frank Mahavlich, Ron Ellis, Kent Douglas, and Andy Bathgate. Bathgate to Ellis, up to Mahavlich, at center for Dickie Moore. He shot it around on the boards. Bathgate moves up, pass it over to Douglas. Douglas took his shot. Howell knocked it down, and it's cleared by Marshall on the rebound down the ice. Douglas back. Douglas to Frank Mahavlich at center. Over to Ellis, and it was just tipped by Brown. Bathgate to Douglas, and he shot it in, but he was on the Leaf side of center. Howell touches it. Icing is the call.
You'll notice on the power plays tonight that the Leaf wingmen are going deeper in their own zone when the puck comes down here. Coach Imlach feels that if they come in deeper, they can get the pass to them and gain momentum on the way down for an attack.
Marshall with Fontaine, Brown, and Howell inside the Leaf blue line. They're shorthanded. A minute and 10 seconds left in Vic Hadfield's penalty. It comes back to Brown. There's his shot. Ooh, and that just carried wide of Bauer. And Dickie Moore to Mahavlich. It went by him. Now it's Douglas. A pass to Ellis. Ellis straight down the ice. Over the line. Back to Bathgate. Bathgate fakes a shot. Passed it right in front of Mahavlich's shot. Just missed the target. He's trying to center it. Brown and Mahavlich going to the boards, and there's no further play. Only 5 seconds left in Hadfield's penalty.
Arnie Brown has been playing very well for the Rangers under very difficult circumstances. He lost his father a while back after a lengthy illness, and he missed only one game. Red Sullivan says he's a defenseman on the New York team that keeps them honest.
All set to go now. It's Shack out there with Pulford and Stewart, Bathgate and Douglas. Rangers get the draw. Brown trying to get away from Stewart. Shack after it, cleared it behind the net. Howell shot it ahead to Ingerfield, and Ingerfield shoots it down the ice. 30 seconds remaining in the penalty to Hadfield. Douglas to Pulford. Pulford to Shack. His shot was just wide. Bathgate keeps it in. It hit Duff, and Eddie Shack picks it up to Douglas. Back to Shack. Over the line. Goes after it. There he takes a shot. He hit the post. Douglas lets one go. That hit Duff. Shack's got it again. Duff is checked. Douglas to Bathgate. Bathgate took his shot, and that's tipped to the wing. Nevin back with Hadfield. Checked by Douglas. Stewart tipping it to the open wing. Hadfield brings it in for the Rangers. Trying to center it. Came right out from the side. Here he's got a shot right in front for Nevin. And he fanned on it. It just tipped up in the air, and Bauer caught it.
You'll notice the referee is calling those plays on goal differently when they have to smother the puck now. They're getting straightened out, and they're having no problems on the rules, and I don't think it's ruining the game.
No, as a matter of fact, it's definitely speeding it up. Look at that game, and we went in Montreal. That thing flew by.
It certainly did.
This game is moving along very fast, too. We're at the 5:12 mark of the second period, and there's no score in the game. It comes back to Nielsen, a shot. Bauer got a piece of it. Stanley pokes it to McKinney. McKinney ahead to Kelly with Armstrong. Kelly goes right through the defense, right in on goal. He shoots. Oh, and Plot grabbed it with his glove. Armstrong trying to get it out. In front again, but Jock Plot made a brilliant save on Red Kelly. And he gets a hand for it.
You'd have to say he looks like the Plot that used to come in here with Canadians and steal the Leafs blind.
Face off in the circle to the right of Jacques Plante. Kelly facing off with Goyette. McKinney back to Stanley, and it hopped over his stick. Gets it to Horton. Up to Armstrong. Offside. Inside the blue line and over the checkered line at center.
Pity the poor linesman, Bill. He's the only fella that the players can still yak at.
On the face-off, Tim Horton turns for the Leafs to Kelly, to Don McKinney. Over the line, McKinney took his shot. Horton went racing in after it, trying to center it. It rolls to the boards. Horton digs it out to McKinney. McKinney centered it, and Camille Henry feeds a pass to Rod Gilbert. He's going over the line, takes his shot. He hit the post. He hit the post, And it's Stanley trying to get it out. The Rangers have it, and Henry is checked. And McKinney gets a break at center. Over the line, they're trying to catch up to him. Don McKinney stops. A pass comes back to Horton. He lets his shot go, and Rod Sealing gets a hold of it. Sealing, a pass ahead to Gilbert with Henry and Goyette over the line, and that is offside. And this game is coming to you from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. No score in the game at the 6:29 mark of the second period. Now it's Harris, Shack, and Pappen on the forward line for the Maple Leafs. Carl Brewer with Bob Vaughn. Vaughn clearing it out. Pappen tried to feed Shack. Billy Harris picks it up. He's checked by Marshall. Brewer tried to move up, and Hatfield gets a hold of it. Hatfield took his shot, and Pappen gets the deflection off Vaughn. For Billy Harris. Brown and Harris bumping together. Brewer. A flip pass for Pappen. Brown spun around. Harris runs into Howell and goes down. Carl Brewer. Pass for Shack. Shack over the Ranger line. Luan Gotti and Howell combined to check him. Carl Brewer then tried to get loose. Here's Harris with Shack. Shack takes his shot, and Plante stopped that. He's way out of his net, and he holds it. Although Marshall was there with a skate. To Don McKinney. Over the line, McKinney took his shot. Horton went racing in after it, trying to center it. It rolls to the boards. Horton digs it out to McKinney. McKinney centered it, and Camille Henry feeds a pass to Rod Gilbert. He's going over the line, takes his shot. He hit the post. He hit the post, and it's Stanley trying to get it out. The Rangers have it, and Henry is checked, and McKinney gets a break at center. Over the line, they're trying to catch up to him. Don McKinney stops. A pass comes back to Horton. He lets his shot go, and Rod Sealing gets a hold of it. Sealing, a pass ahead to Gilbert with Henry and Goyette over the line, and that is offside. And this game is coming to you from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. No score in the game at the 6:29 mark of the second period. Now it's Harris, Shack, and Pappen on the forward line for the Maple Leafs. Carl Brewer with Bob Vaughn. Vaughn clearing it out. Pappen tried to feed Shack. Billy Harris picks it up. He's checked by Marshall. Brewer tried to move up, and Hatfield gets a hold of it. Hatfield took his shot, and Pappen gets the deflection off Vaughn. For Billy Harris. Brown and Harris bumping together. Brewer. A flip pass for Pappen. Brown spun around. Harris runs into Howell and goes down. Carl Brewer. Pass for Shack. Shack over the Ranger line. Luan Gotti and Howell combined to check him. Carl Brewer then tried to get loose. Here's Harris with Shack. Shack takes his shot, and Plante stopped that. He's way out of his net, and he holds it. Although Marshall was there with a skate and actually had trapped the puck against the board.
Marshall saved Jacques Plante from a penalty there. If Marshall hadn't trapped the puck, Plante would have gone, because he would have been guilty of smothering the puck against the backboards, and that's one thing they're definitely trying to stamp out this year. Or maybe I should say whistle out.
That's right, Ben. Well, now the Leafs have Bathgate, Mahavlich, Ellis, Douglas, and Horton. Ingerfield, Nevin, and Duff for the Rangers, with Nielsen and Johns. Duff coming up. Takes a long shot by Douglas. Bauer off the boards to Bathgate to Douglas. A long pass for Ellis. He races after it. Over the line, trying to cut in. Centered it right in front. Johns A pass to Nevin. Up to Duff. Duff tried to go through with Ingerfield. Bauer stopped that. And it's Horton to Douglas. Up to Mahavlich. Down he goes over the Ranger line. Closing in. Trying to pass it in front. There's 3 Leafs standing there. Douglas took a shot. And Plant grabs it and throws it to Johns. Don Johns over to Bob Nevin. Up over the Leaf line. Tried to go all the way and Horton covered him. Douglas for Bathgate too far. Shot right back into the corner, in behind the net. Horton's there. Rangers are changing on the goal. A long pass for Bathgate to Ellis. He's closing in. Stops. Still has it. Finally was checked. Goyette after it. Pass to Howell. Ellis is replaced now. Stewart stopped it. Horton feeds it back to him. Brown missed a check from Stewart. Stewart wraps it into the Ranger zone. Howell back for it. Gets it loose. Shoots it around on the boards for Gilbert. He gets away from Stewart to center, and Douglas poke-checked him. Now it's Fontaine shooting it into the Leaf zone, and Stewart's going back for it as we're at the 9:25 mark of the second period. No score in the game. Here's Moore losing it. Cleared in front of the net. Brown shot tips to the corner. Goyette centered it right in front to Gilbert. The shot. Oh, and Bauer stole up in the net. Bauer grabbed a hold of that one in dazzling style. So the goalkeepers are really putting on a show.
That was the second big one that Bauer has made.
No score between the Rangers and the Leafs. The 9:34 mark of this second period. And Gotti with Hadfield. Nichol. Nielsen. And Rod Sealing, number 16. Moore with Stewart and Pulford, Bond and Brewer. Brewer gets the draw to Pulford, number 20. Shot it around on the boards for Ron Stewart. His pass for Moore. Back to Pulford. And it's Angotti with it. To Sealing, to Nichol, who shot it over the line. Moore gets it out again. Pulford runs into Sealing. Sealing goes down, but he gets it back into the Leaf zone, and Dickie Moore has it. Dickie Moore. Ahead to Pulford. Up the center. With Stewart. Over the line and relay to Moore. Failed to click. Back comes Angotti over the line. A pass to Hadfield. The shot was way wide. Came out in front of the net. Sealing keeps it in. Brewer misses a body check from Nichol. Here's Angotti centering it near the net. Bauer tips it back. Bond falls. And he had pushed it with his glove. Brewer touching it, and there's no further play. Second period at Montreal, still no score between the Blackhawks and the Canadiens. We have a change of players here with Kelly coming out now, McKenny and Armstrong, Stanley and Horton, Ingerfield, Nevin, Duff, Nielsen, and Sealing for the Rangers. From the face-off, Red Kelly. To Alan Stanley, coming out of his own zone, a pass for Kelly. Nielsen had him covered. Armstrong couldn't get to it. Horton finally comes up with it. To center, over the line with Armstrong. He tried to go all the way, and Nevin picks it up and shoots it out on the right wing. Now then Stanley. His shot is high, bounces over the line to Kelly. Kelly takes his shot. Here's McKinney with a shot. Another try, and Plant comes out to cover up.
They're probably wondering what Plant's using to keep that puck out tonight, because the stories they got from Baltimore was that Jock was anything but the old Jock.
Face-off is in the New York Ranger zone to the left of Jacques Plante. Scoreless tie. 9 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the second period. Duff, a pass to Nevin. Nevin up at center. Over the line. Partially poke check, but gets it into the corner. Behind the net for Ingerfield. He tried to center, hit McKinney. George Armstrong. To Don McKinney. To fire for Red Kelly. Howell. A pass to Duffs. Went right onto Horton's stick. Horton racing up over the line. Still has it. Took his shot right on. Plant made the save. Kelly knocked it back into the corner. It's cleared around on the boards to this side. Dick Duff. Watched by Armstrong. Ingerfield shooting it down the ice. But it just goes over the blue line, and Horton feeds a pass to Stanley. To Shad. His shot, and Plant was out of the net to stop it. 8 minutes and 10 seconds. Remaining in the second period. Kelly's got the loose puck for the Leafs. He's knocked down by Brown. Now then Armstrong trying to center it. Shack into the corner. Watched by Howell. Now then Nevin with Duff. Deflected off a stick. Kelly checked by Duff. With Goyette. He's in the clear in the right wing. He shoots. Oh, he hit the side of the net. It's the Rangers trying to center it. Armstrong gets a hold of it. George Armstrong. A long pass for Kelly. Who goes down the ice over the red line, and we'll have a face-off in the Leaf zone for icing. This game is coming to you from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. 7 minutes and 31 seconds left in the second period. Still no score in the game. Goyette facing off with Bond. Papin to Billy Harris. Harris starting out. A pass to Papin with Shack. Too far. Sealing clearing it back. Brewer to Eddie Shack. He races down over the Ranger line, and he's checked by Marshall. To Goyette. Over the blue line. Goyette trying to get it through, and there's Eddie Shack again. They're all against the boards. Jim Papin lost it. Nielsen took his shot, and Bauer has it off his chest.
You'll notice that they're spotting Marshall for Camille Henry a lot tonight. Camille has got a very bad back. It could go on him at any time and force an operation. It's a disc problem. And besides wearing a corset for the bad back, he also wears braces on both knees. I think that his uniform and special equipment weighs more than Camille does.
All ready for the face-off in the Leaf zone to the right. Here's Rod Gilbert clearing it to Fontaine. The shot. Bauer stopped that. Gilbert just failed to wrap in the rebound. Brewer ran into Gilbert. Goyette trying to center it. Gilbert's after. There's going to be a penalty here to the Leafs. Harris stumps Gilbert. Brewer runs into his check. It comes out in front. Papin shoots it down the ice, but there's a penalty here. Brewer is going to the penalty box. That brings out Horton and
Toronto
Douglas.
penalty to number 2, Brewer. 2 minutes for high sticking. The time 13:25.
13:25 is the time of the high-sticking penalty. Rangers have the odd man, 6 men to 5. Fulford, Stewart, Douglas, and Horton trying to kill off this penalty. Goyette, number 20. Camille Henry, number 21. Red was telling you about the corset on the knees. He's out there now. Nevin on the right wing, number 8. And it's Howell and Sealing on the defense. It goes out over the blue line. Sealing is number 16. Howell having difficulty. Fulford trying to poke it loose, but Howell controls it. He gets his pass to Nevin. Nevin coming up over the line with Marshall. Tried his pass. Douglas stopped him. Fulford, a pass for Stewart. Stewart races down the ice after it. Tried to cut in, and Sealing was there to take it away from him. Sealing to Howell. Shot it around on the boards for Henry. Henry stopped by Stewart. Stewart trying to get it loose to Pulford. He does. There's the shot, and he shot it right over top of the net.